Well, thank you so much for sticking with us here on Good Morning Basin. Joining us live in the studio today is Carrie Bayer, and she's here to tell us more about Rise Permian Basin. There are quite a few events happening tonight from 6 until 7. Great resources to ensure the community is resilient after the tragedy of the mobile mass shooting. But thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So what can you tell us about tonight's events?
So tonight, Rise Permian Basin is a group of committed individuals who have kind of responded after the mass shooting. And so the idea behind this event tonight, it's happening at 4 different locations, 4 different elementaries in Odessa. And it's for the entire community, Midland and Odessa. It's absolutely free. It's just to kind of gain a better idea of resources available to those affected, whether it's physically affected or emotionally affected. We're going to have information and be addressed by our ECISD cabinet, our city officials, and Rise Permian Basin members, as well as some other resources that are going to be available. So it's just going to be an educational event, and we'll talk about trauma, grief, how to talk to our kids about the hard stuff, as well as what we can do moving forward.
And this is so powerful because tragedy doesn't care how old you are, it doesn't care how much you've gone through already. It strikes and then you're left to kind of deal with the aftermath of it, and the world just keeps turning. So why was it so important to have events like this in elementary schools when we're so used to seeing events being held at UTPB or Ector County, the Odessa College in Ector County? Why was it important to hold these at elementary schools?
So part of the narrative when we kind of decided how to move forward with this event was to kind of meet the community where they are. And so we're going to have a location on the east side of Odessa, the west side of Odessa, the north, the south. And elementary just seemed like the safest place to kind of welcome. We're sending our kids to these schools every day, and so it's kind of deemed safe. And so the idea was for it to be accessible and then in their own community so they can foster the sense of being united within the larger community itself.
Pretty incredible, and again, open to the entire family, and I love that it's free. And we're looking at these resources that are coming. You did mention how to talk to your kids about tragedy. That's such a challenge, especially with the holidays. What other specific things can people expect to walk away with?
Our goal is a wealth of information. So how do we have these hard conversations? What does trauma look like? What are signs and symptoms that we can look for? How do we know when to get help, and who is out there and available to help? Whether that's crimes victims compensation for those who have like monetary loss due to the crimes that have been committed, or an emotional response to this. Where's the mental health care? Ministerial Alliance will be present, so if the individuals choose spiritual side of healing, then how can we help? Who's available in our community from every religious background that is available? So the idea is just to have a one-stop shop to come and find out what we're doing. And also to promote what Rise Permian Basin is all about. Why did this group form? What are we going to do with it? What is a 2-year plan? What is it going to look like for the community, and how we're going to continue these efforts long after?
And if someone can't make it to these events tonight, where can they find this information and these resources?
There is a Facebook page, Rise Permian Basin, that's going to have some of these updated informations. There's also going to be a website here in the next few days, weeks, months. We're also going to eventually get to a building to where we have a physical place where they can come and get the resources that they need.
That's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's great to see different organizations rising up. Honestly, that's a great title for it. But having a permanent place within this community as the years go by and more events come our way, this is just awesome. Thank you so much for being in our studio.